Hello, welcome to Finishing Touch. My name is Riley James. This is the State Soccer Network.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be an owner of a social media network? We have a very unique opportunity where we build you a turnkey social media website that is specific to a theme or niche that you are passionate about. Upon signing up, you'll become a part of our Social Titan community, which is made up of social network owners just like you. You can then share ideas and strategies on how to grow your user base and get more traffic to your website. But how will you make money? Once you have the traffic on your website, all you have to do is sell advertising to companies in your niche. Just 3 months ago, we launched a social network for soccer, and now that same website has over 60,000 visitors each month. That soccer website is also generating monthly income on advertising from soccer-based businesses. It's really that simple. Join our Facebook group today to learn how you can become a social titan.
I'm wearing a kit for Louisiana Krewe, a USL team, about an hour from my home here in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We had one of their players on already, but I am so excited to have on another one. I met this guy, what was it? I don't know, a few months ago. He was a star of the video I made covering the Gulf Coast Premier League final, and I can't wait to get to know him a little bit more here today. Phillip Mallet. Phillip, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for making time.
Oh man, I'm doing very well. I'm super excited to be on here, man. Two of my favorite things, talking about life and talking about soccer. So I'm blessed, and I appreciate you and inviting me because um, I'm sort of I don't score goals and I don't really get assists, So I'm kind of like I just do all the dirty work, So it's kind of nice to kind of talk about things like that. And so I appreciate you for having me on.
Right. And look, when you're growing up, you obviously want to be the guy that is scoring goals. Maybe you want to be a goalkeeper and keep them out. Not everyone wants to do the dirty work and be that kind of number 6, number 8 kind of role where you're just box to box. You're making sure everything flows from the defense to the offense. So can you talk about maybe how you fit into that role and how you kind of accepted that?
Yeah. So if I go back to like the beginning, right? I was actually really, really a good athlete from like a young age. Just as a kid, I was more athletic than most people. And so with that said, I actually scored a bunch of goals when I was younger, like playing like rec and stuff when I was a little kid. But then I stopped playing soccer at around 11, somewhere there. And I didn't come back till my 10th grade year of high school. So I don't know what, 15, 16 years old, something like that. Um, and when I came back, obviously, like you can still kind of you have a little bit of technique, right? I'm left footed. But the things that I could control were like my work rate, right? Like how fit I was and like my attitudes. So I say attitudes and efforts was the thing I could control. And so going into high school, like we weren't very good. I was probably the best player there just because of hard work. And so going into college, this is where I really learned to accept that role. Um, we had some. I played at a junior college, and we had some really good players there, some Argentines, and um, my coach was just like, "Don't take any risk, man." He's like, all you need to do is like win tackles and do the hard work. Like he's like, get the ball to the better soccer players. Is what he said. I mean, which sounds like it's insulting, but I just embraced it, and like I really work hard on that level. Like just like we need Quezzy to score goals, or we need Ricky to score goals, or Sammy to stop goals. Like we need myself to make tackles, and so it's the thing that gets me on the field. But like I also have amazing teammates who they're like the fans might not see it, or at least the casual fans, but like my teammates do a great job of encouraging me and keep me going. So I just love my guys, and I've accepted it because I'm on the field. I play. It's like if I was trying to be a striker and being someone outside of my realm doing things that I'm not like capable of doing, right? Like I know my limits. I know what I can do, and so I stay within those limits. I don't really take risk, and sometimes you have to, but for the most part, just being very disciplined.
And that's something that is really important for people understanding the role that they have. accepting the role they haven't been thriving. You were part of a team that won 3 trophies last season with Louisiana Crew. I was
Correct.
at that Gulf Coast Premier League final. Very intense. It was awesome to be at. Went down to penalty kicks, but being a part of a championship team, especially with the coach you guys have,
Mhm.
what have you learned? Kind of being around quote unquote better players than you. Just give the
Yeah.
ball to the better player. What have you learned from those guys, and what have you learned
Yeah.
through your experience with Louisiana?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, Jawan is my absolute, I would say top 5 most influential individuals in my life. He's amazing. I love him. I love you, Jawan. And it's kind of the concept, like your attitude always reflects your leadership, right? So we have a great captain steering the ship, and we're just good crewmates following what he does. And so, yeah, playing with those better soccer players, like it's like that Ricky is better than me with the ball, so on and so forth. But like I just want to get him the ball. That's how I feel. Is like whatever it takes to get Mauricio the ball or Juno or any of the wingers, Quezzy, get those guys the ball. Like, and what I've learned a bunch, man. Like I've gotten way better since college. The forward backward throughs, the playing the way you face, the like really controlling the efforts and the attitudes. It's weird because in college I had like a really religious coach and he was amazing too. So like there was like no cussing, there was no, you couldn't show your emotions kind of thing. It was a little different, with the crew, we all do work or we all go to school, live our own life, and then we come to, training at nighttime. So it's a little different. Like in college, you live with those people. So coming to the crew, you really have to like try and mold and love each other and grow while you're doing, your other life. And Joanne's just kind of been so great at getting us to click and mesh and just to love each other. And I really think it plays a part. I'll give you an example. We were in the final, and when they scored first off of a crazy set piece. Juno, like grabbed the ball at the goal and he looked at me. He goes, "Dude, we're gonna win this game." And I was like, "Oof!" Like I got chills just hearing that because like everyone was so confident. Like, look, we just keep working for hard for each other. We're gonna win this game. And so Joanne's just he just taught me like so much in soccer, but like even off the field, like that I want to translate to my job. I want to translate to maybe like, one day if I'm a husband or a father, so on and so forth, controlling your efforts and your attitude and having, finding the light at the end of the tunnel, even when things don't go your way, right? The set piece that got scored on, like no one touched it. They just hit it from like 40 yards. It was wet and it bounced and went top 90. And it was just like, hey, it happens. Like now let's get together and let's work together with our team, come together and let's go score. I'm just so thankful for Jawan and just to be under his teaching. He's just amazing.
The fact that you guys bounced back and you weren't demoralized by a goal that, like you just said, it didn't touch anyone. It
Yeah,
just went in. And
yeah,
weird stuff like that happens in the sport that we
yeah,
both love. I mean, it's wild. But at such a community feel, it's just a team feel. You guys have embraced the city of Lafayette, and just me driving in from Lake Charles an hour away, it's so awesome to see so many people there that love this team, love soccer, love the fact that there is now professional soccer in Louisiana, and it's just awesome to see. But I'll ask you more of a tactical question as far as how you get better in different formations and shapes and everything. But
yeah,
the having a coach like Jawan with the experience that he has, coming from Europe, coming from Spain, getting better as far as tactically, what have you learned? How do you practice those things? Just you're playing a professional level of soccer
yeah.
with Juwan being the coach. How do you maybe prepare yourself and get better as far as learning where you should be at on the field and
Mhm.
really doing your role?
Yeah. It's funny. I struggle with that a lot because I run a bunch. Like I run like a chicken with my head cut off all the time. And so for the first, that's how like I would say I made the team. Like I showed up to tryouts. I didn't even know who the crew was. I moved to Louisiana on a Saturday, showed up to tryouts on a Sunday. I was out of shape. I was dying, but I was like, I'm just gonna give him all run, run, run. And Juwan looked at me. He's like, dude, you run too much. Like, stop moving, stop running. And so he's like, just stay still, like quit moving. And then like I was just so like no one ever told me that before, no coaches ever told me that. They just told me, so it's really hard to reprogram that. However, Coach Joanne, like everything we do, it's like it almost like taps into your subconscious, like a forward backward through. I just can't not do it now. Like I can't not play the way I face now. Like even when we go play pickup, we go mess around at the park and stuff. Like I'm like playing this super like organized, super disciplined style of soccer of not turning. And like we play a bunch of rondos, we do a bunch of but like different kind of rondos than just like two got 5v2s in the middle, like in a circle. It's different, way different. And it's all like you'll have two wingers and your center back, and then you have a center mid, but the center mid can never turn. He has to set the wingers, and then the wingers switch the fields, and like all these things that we do is just very, very, very intentional, because there'll be times in a game where the center back will play the 10 and the 10 will just set me and I'll just hit it. I'll just take a touch and hit it. I already know the winger's making that run. And it's so like it's just subconscious. It's just like kind of in your like bones because of Joan. It's amazing. It's awesome. And it's the most fun style of soccer. I love it. He talks about uh we we don't really work on defending, which sounds crazy to many people. But like we don't have like practices where it's just defense. Like the way we defend is by attacking, by having the ball all the time, right? Like, and it's the first 3 seconds after we lose the ball, we're head down pressure trying to win the ball back. If we can't, then we fall in line and get our shape. It's just all these different things I never knew because I didn't play club soccer. I didn't play any of this, so I didn't have money for that. I played at a smaller schools. I wasn't able to have the resources to go and do this, so on and so forth. So it's been very it's a lot, but coach sends us videos, coach sends us this and that. He's just amazing. I'm fully confident every time we go into a game. I'm never worried. He's like, here's a game plan, you follow this, we're gonna win. And we lost one game this year.
Brief interruption. We are looking for advertisers for the State Soccer Network website and the app. You can advertise to over 2,000 daily users on statesoccernetwork.com and the SSN app. Plans start at $30 a month, but mention our show in the email and you will get 1 month of that free. Contact statesoccernetwork@gmail.com for more information. And back to the show. Right. And that's such an incredible value to have him as a coach. And I've gotten to see him up close. And he's kind of this really great mix of rah, 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 like win, go out there and do your job. But also he's such a tactician. It's almost like he's playing chess out there. And it's really awesome to see. So I got to be on the sidelines for the semifinal and the final for the Gulf Coast Premier League. And that was just awesome just to hear him. And he goes into Spanish when he gets mad. And it's really funny. But no, that's awesome that Louisiana has a team that is representing us with that style of play. You mentioned you didn't have enough money to play these like club soccer things. And obviously that's a big topic. Pay to play has been on the tongues of a lot of American soccer pundits the last 5 years, especially with everything going on. You went to smaller schools. You played high school. You played at a JUCO. What is the pathway for those guys? Because a lot of our listeners don't have the money to go play club soccer. So what is your pathway? How did you get through? What really pushed you to be the player that you are now?
So obviously this is kind of cliche. Joe Rogan says it all the time. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. But he says this, like, tough times create tough people create good times create soft people. And so it's this like vicious conundrum, right? So for me, what made me the pathway for me is to like outwork everyone. There's always a way. You can always find excuses. Oh, like I could have found an excuse and said, well, I don't have money to play, so I can't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be a good soccer player. I'm not going to go to college. I'm not going to do this, so on and so forth. Like my recommendation would be the first thing is work every day towards your goal. Work as hard as you can. You're in high school, right? for me in high school, I'm sure everyone says this, like I only practice at practice when I was in high school. I didn't really like train outside of practice for anything, any sports. I was just show up to practice and I'd work really hard. I mean, I'm talking I was the hardest worker there, but I could have doubled that had I practiced outside of practice, and not got myself out of shape, not gotten fat and lazy on my off season, you know what I mean? And yeah, take some time, enjoy yourself a little bit, but it's right back on the horse. My second advice would be go where you can play. Like there's colleges everywhere. Everyone has the opportunity to play in college, right? Even if you come from a bad high school, even if you're not a very good player, go get your education paid for. Go get your school paid for. Go to a program that has good camaraderie. You're going to make the best friends ever. Live with them, enjoy life, and like work obviously really hard in soccer as well. Continue. They kind of compound on themselves. And the last thing I would say is like enjoy it. Like the path for me was like amazing. I'm just so blessed to be, able to do the things that I've done. I played at D2 school in Charlotte, North Carolina called Belmont Abbey College. We weren't the best school, but I had amazing teammates. I got my education paid for. I don't have any college debt. And it's all, and like I said, I didn't play any club, nothing like that. It's all hard work. I went to junior college, which was free as well. I was an all-state player there, or all whatever they call it, all conference player there. I played in the little all-star game that they had for JUCO, and that's kind of where I got my look. Start emailing coaches, start going to tryouts. Don't have that pride of like I can only go Division One, because there's no Division One players on the crew. There's none of the guys. I'm sorry, Mauricio. Mauricio played Division One, but the rest, all the guys on the crew played JUCO, NAIA, D3, D2. You know what I'm saying? So it's like swallow your pride. It's okay. It's okay if you don't go play Division One. If you do, great. If you have the opportunity, go play. But the most important thing is playing. Playing. If you go to a Division One and you sit out for 3 years, like that's hard mentally when you could be a star at a D2 school. So enjoy it. That's what it's about. Because in 4 years, if you don't go pro and you don't have a team like the crew, or you don't have a team like, GCPL or anything like that, or USL, like it ends, and that's devastating. So you really want to preserve those times and go to play, and enjoy it. Work hard and everything. It's going to make you a better person. It's going to make you grow. Because one day you're going to have a job, you're going to have to go to work, and things are going to be difficult, but you can use the things you learned in soccer to translate into, life.
Phil, what an answer. Wow.
Sorry, man. I love it. I love it.
No, that's exactly what we're here for. This is the whole point of the show.
Yeah.
Like, if I can just clip that and just have that as every show, I would. One, it'd make my job a lot easier. And two, like, it's great value.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for being so open and honest right there.
Of
it was
course.
great.
Of course.
Let's talk about Louisiana Crew moving up to the next level. Obviously, you were very humble, saying, "Hey, I got to make the team."
Yeah.
You were a fantastic player.
No,
You started
thank
in the
you.
final. Like, I've seen you play before. You're great.
Thank you.
USL 2, Louisiana Crew moving up to that level. What's it mean to you personally? And do you think everyone is ready for that next step?
And I'm so excited. I actually have a little hamstring injury right now, but I've been just wide open in the gym, maximizing everything. So it's kind of like a do-over for me, because like all those, like I thought my career was over. Like I hadn't played soccer in 2 years. I show up to the tryouts. I was not playing at all with the crew. I was trying my hardest. I was dying in training because I wasn't fit. So the first 3 months were hard. I mean, I was banged up and no preparation, and the crew's really good. I'm surrounded by a bunch of savages. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I wasn't in rotations. I wasn't in any of the drills with the first team. And I showed up the first game. I made the roster, 18-man roster, and I walk in. Coach is like, "You're starting," and I almost threw up. And I was like, "Okay, huh?" And I was like, "What?" Like, I'm like, I don't even know half the guys' names. Like, what? And so I win, and I was like, but I'm a gamer, man. I'm ready for it, And I was like, okay, I'm gonna show up, and like I've I felt as if I like really earned it, and I was so blessed and just so thankful. And I started every game the rest of the year. I had a car accident, so I missed 3 games because I couldn't see out of this eye. But I mean, like I was so grateful. Like even after like I had my car wreck, my eye was swollen shut, and I was running. Like I would go to practice and like just run just to keep fitness up because I'm so thankful to be a part of Crew. And I'm so thankful to be a part of these amazing guys. Like I was doing sprints before games and I can't even see just because I want to keep my fitness up because I want to come back. And so um I'm just so grateful and I'm so excited. And all the principles I was talking about, in high school where I just only trained at practice. Now it's like, oh, I get a do-over. I'm still young, I'm still fresh, and I'm providing to the team. Like that's one thing I tell all my friends is like I noticed something in the beginning is like outside of Kwesi, who's I don't know if you've met Kwesi.
Yeah,
He was our big
McQuaid.
striker. Yeah. I mean, he's the hardest working individual, like because he goes to the gym for like 6 hours a day. He's just monster. But like
No, I see the
like
Instagram posts.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Outside of that, like I just knew like I knew it was a matter of time. Like I worked harder than everyone else, and I was like, I mean, devoting my life, man. I sacrificed alcohol. I sacrificed like going out. I sacrifice like everything. I go to sleep early. Like I'm devoted, man, and I love it, and it keeps me going. So us moving up to USL two to get back to your question is like I'm really excited. I'm also a little like nervous because uh, it used to be PDL, correct? Is what the
Yeah,
USL?
something
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
yeah, similar. And so I know some players that played there, and I'm like they're really good players. And they're in USL one now. Um, and so I'm really excited. I think it's going to be fun and interesting, and I think we have a good core group. And Juwan's trying to keep the team together, is what he told me. So we're picking up some guys, but he wants to keep the core group together and just kind of like continue to build the stuff in Lafayette and see what we can do. I'm so excited. I'm like I just can't wait, man. I'm so ready. I'm so ready to see all the guys and just be around each other and the good banter and like and now I coach little kids for the Dynamo, and so now like I've created a relationship with all these kids, and so it's really exciting. They want to come watch us play, and like it just makes you want to do right and do well and prepare yourself on a good level, and it's kind of like you respect the game, the game respects you, and so I'm a believer in that. I'm just so excited. I don't know anything about the formalities of like who we play, where we go, nothing. I have no idea. I'm just gonna show up, and we hadn't really talked much about it.
I mean, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You're
no,
you're
no,
gonna
I'm
you're
there. I'm there.
you seem like the guy to play anyone, anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there
Gravel
is
parking lot. All you
there
need is a
is a
ball and 22 guys.
oh for sure. There is a little difficult thing though. So USL has an age limit, which is good. I think it's a good thing because then you can only have 8 guys over age 23. I think it's 8 over the age of 23. Um, so it's going to be very competitive, like because majority of our starters, or even the guys on the bench, we had some younger guys on the bench, but like majority of our guys are older. So it's going to be competition brings out the best in people though, and so that's why I'm working so hard now. Is like leaving no stone unturned. If I don't make the team, if I don't make it the cut, like boom, I know I gave everything, right? And and I'm not saying that to say, oh, I don't think I'm gonna make the team. That's not what I'm saying. I just have that mindset of like, so I'm ready for the USL too. I'm ready.
One last interruption before we finish the show. Finishing Touch is now looking for sponsors. We have 3 ad spots, as you saw today, and 100,000 views the first 8 episodes of this show. It's only going to get bigger. We thank you so much for the hot start that we've had, and we want to advertise your company in one of those 3 spots. Contact statesoccernetwork@gmail.com for more information, and please enjoy the end of the show.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. I don't think I have ever told you guys this, any of you. I just want to say thank you for representing the state that I grew up in, the state that I love, the sport that I love, in the state that I love. I mean, you guys are wearing literally it's the state. It's
Love it.
Louisiana.
Love it.
It's
Yeah.
not just Lafayette. It's the entirety of the state, from
Correct. Correct.
Shreveport down to New Orleans, from Monroe to Lake Charles, and everything in between. Thank you guys for giving us a winner, and thank you guys for I mean, it's black and gold. That's the
Yeah.
state colors.
That's
Add a little
right.
purple in there every once in a while too.
Oh, we have a Mardi Gras jersey.
Yeah, the Mardi Gras kids,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
goalkeepers have
yeah.
the yellow ones too. It's awesome, man.
Right, right,
It's
right.
awesome. But hey, you provided so much insight, and I can't thank you enough for the time. We scheduled this kind of last minute, so I
Yeah,
appreciate you kind of throwing it together for me. But I hope to have you back on soon. I wish you the best of luck through
mhm.
tryouts and everything, and I expect to see you on the field next year.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I love it. And just anyone out there, my best advice is just work hard and engulf yourself in the things that you love. So have a good day, man. I hope to see you
Thank you
soon.
so. Yeah, man, I'll be there next year.
Awesome. Take care.
All right. Hi, thank you so much for watching the show. We really do appreciate it here at the State Soccer Network. We also have some socials for you to check out: Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at State Soccer Network. And at the State Soccer Network, we also have a website, statesoccernetwork.com, as you can see right there. It's available in the show description with a direct link to find out how to sign up your local high school soccer team and contests and events to win prizes. We also have an iOS app available in the App Store. Thank you so much for watching the things that we make. It really does mean a lot. And remember, the State Soccer Network, a place where you can become the next great American talent.